After 26/11, what do you think? Like India didn't, hit back. The Taliban has taken over Afghanistan. How do you think that the terrorism will affect in India? A few months back, when the nuclear secrets of America were released, like, did you follow up on that news?
To insult China regarding coronavirus. We will pluck your eyes.
Oh
They
no,
officially stated that.
that was for the Five Eyes. That was for the Five Eyes. If more than terrorism, I think even the drug trade, opium, heroin, cocaine,
Yes.
whatever homegrown weapons that they develop, they still are quite effective. India is trying to be a permanent member of the United Nations. How powerful exactly is the UN? I think that's why China is so upright. They can stand up to America. Like, oh, you put sanction, we'll put sanction on you back. Like, so with the climate change, and recently Greenland has received rainfall instead of snowfall. So what about climate change? As in, how do you view climate change? Of course, we see that Israel, Palestine, and this and that, India, Pakistan also. But still, conventional warfare is very rare at this generation. Now it's AI warfare, cyber warfare, and even the media warfare. Who can spread more propaganda. When Neil Armstrong went to the moon, he didn't say that I landed on this moon. Like, he said that one small step for man. He didn't even say me. He said one small step for a man. He said a man, one person. It's just one step for a person, and it's a giant leap for mankind. It's an entire humankind. It's a giant leap. Hey everyone, no background information shall be used, and that's why I'm literally in space right now, because there's no background information. Okay, so let's start. Ding.
Communicate with the world from the perspective of India, from the perspective of the peace, and because I know that we Indians actually we have something in our country which we can give to the world, and we are not kind of greedy person. You can it's in our also we can have that kind of thing that okay, we have money, we should have like this, we should have like this, but we are not that much greedy that we can go attack someone and snatch their resources and use it for our own purpose. We are not that much kind of greedy and brutal.
Right.
So
So
this is
after 26/11, like when it was just Congress, why do you think like India didn't hit back at that time? I was 2008. I was in class 5. Like, I was quite small to understand what was going on. But of course, we knew that terrorists from Pakistan came and attacked. So like back then, why didn't India hit back? There's such a
Sir, there are two reasons which I see and which I think that first is that you feel that you have been attacked, you are attacked, but what the thing happens is that the person, the government, which is in mandate, there is a book at that time, though who were the joint commissioner of the Mumbai Police. He wrote in his book. His book is Rakesh. The writer is Rakesh Maria. If you have heard the name of.
Didn't he give that TED talk or the Josh talk or something? I think I heard him. His speech after the attacks. I saw that video.
Yeah. So I have there's something in his book. He has disclosed so many things. Even he told that there are persons in the government who are involved in this.
Ooh.
Okay, so he has mentioned all these things in books, and he don't declare a name and everything, but they know at a very substantial. He get the information, substantial information, that they know that okay, there are some people, and it's a very factual. And what was the reason behind it? That sir, during that time you have seen that there was a bombing in Banaras, bombing in Delhi, bombing in Kolkata, bombing in Chennai, bombing in Jaipur. Everywhere there is a 9 serial blast, 8 serial blast. It was going on. So the hate in the country against a particular community is going rises because of that bombing and
interesting.
Okay, so the Congress wants to actually they want the current government of that time wants to balance that thing that there can not only be a Muslim terrorist, there can be a Hindu terrorist. Okay, so you have heard all these things that the Kasab and the old the 10 persons who have attacked Mumbai. So they wear a kind of Hindu rituals things in his wrist, in his neck. They wore Durga Mata photo. There was there, and wrist, in wrist they have Kalaba. In Hindu, it is a very we used to do this all these things if you know about it. and so all these things was there, in their hand and all. So they want to uh, pitch, pictured all these things even in parliament. Then Sushil Shinde was the home minister of that
Mm-hmm.
time. He even coined the term Hindu terror, or Hindu
No,
terrorism,
no, sir.
saffron
But why
terror.
didn't
Sorry.
why didn't the government take military action? Because after Modi, like there have been two,
No,
three surgical strikes
just
already.
this is I'm telling that what was the reason behind it, because the people who involved in this are our own people. So why they will
Okay,
attack
okay,
to the
okay.
other country? Because if they
Mm.
are involved here, then why? Because they want that to happen. Then why they will react over it? Because
Ah,
they
okay.
did all these things. So this was the main reason, I think, that the UP government has not show the tough
Mm.
stance and all these things. So they want to equate the kind of Islamic terrorism with the Hindu terrorism or saffron terrorism. You have listened that word in the parliament from the Sushil Shinde, the then Home Minister of India in the parliament. That so the BJP at that time has raised so much of so many things, and even you can imagine, sir, that after 2 months, after rarely after 1.5 and 2 months, there was a book with the name the 2611 is the conspiracy of RSS. There was a book. They also released a book, so I think you can't see that it's a kind of a scripted thing they are doing. It's a very
Ah,
easily visible.
quite, quite
So
interesting.
so
Okay.
this is so the intention is not there. If seriously if they attack, and if the Indian government is not involved, or if they don't want, or whatever the political motive they have behind it,
Mm.
if they not, then they must attack like the current regime is doing.
Ah,
They
ah.
have completely shut down
Okay.
their setups.
Okay. Okay. So now that's a quite interesting perspective, I would say.
Okay, so you are not aware about it.
So no, whatever from whatever mediums that I haven't dived deep like you have dived deep. So I haven't
Yeah, yeah.
driven deep into that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I actually go into the reason of all these things. At that time,
Mm.
so there are so many things, so many people are doing all these things, but I don't know that how much reality is in all this. But there are
Okay.
facts, some which we can correlate, and which we can understand, and by which we can ac- clearly picturize all these things. Normal person cannot do this. Even normal person can't imagine this, that okay, our people will be involved in such kind of thing.
Okay. And sir, after our current government, so the India versus Pakistan thing has been popped out so many times. Even I think it started from this surgical strike one. After that, okay, we can also hit back. And after that, like even in the movies and all that, India versus Pakistan, India versus even for memes. I mean, we look at Indian memes and Pakistan memes. I mean, it's fun, but the word India versus Pakistan have like you can say skyrocketed after this the
Mhm.
military action that have been taken in Pakistan. Even for cricket match, you remember when the Pakistan team defeated India? I think it was last 2 years back or which year back? I forgot. But
Yeah,
but
last I
really,
think in World Cup they have we have defeated them.
yes. So India versus Pakistan thing has been really amped after the current
Yes,
government.
yes. Actually, what happens, what happen is that the leadership is the reflection of the society.
Hmm.
Are you getting my point?
Hmm. Yes.
Whatever the kind of leader you have choose, you know, we have choose a leader in 2019 to completely resolve the issue of Kashmir.
Uh
We
huh.
want
Okay.
the Kashmir to be settled completely because it is going very enough. We were so much hype of that Kashmir thing,
Hmm.
so we choose them. They solve it. They
Ah,
solved it. They
quite.
removed 370. We choose them for the Ram Mandir. They did it.
Ah.
We are choosing them for triple talaq. They did it.
Hmm.
We are choosing them for population control bill because of Corona. I think they are not able to,
The
give that particular thing in Parliament, but they will do it.
mm,
We have chosen them for the US Uniform Civil Code. They will do it, and
exactly.
definitely they are going to do it.
And what
Just
about
no
the
doubt.
citizenship amendment bill
Yes, we have chosen them for this Citizenship Amendment Act and
act
NRC,
now?
National Register, Citizen. So All these things for which we have choose them, they are doing it, but we don't know that Corona will come.
Mm.
Okay, so Corona has come. So Corona has spoiled everything and so many issues. These were the real issues of India. These are the internal threats for the
Agree.
India, and these are needs to be addressed.
Right.
These needs to be addressed because we don't know, sir. Whatever the decision of Ram Mandir has come, okay, we don't, we don't, we are not looking that we have to create a mandir and we have to demolish the mandir. But the people want decision. Hey, karo, just finish this. It is going more.
Sir,
People
even
want.
the recent Maoist attack in, I think, how many, not even Jawans, the commando, like special elite forces were killed by the
Yes, yes,
Naxals.
yes.
I felt the pain. Like, it's such a loss, just not any regular, Jawans. Even if a Jawan dies, that also, it hurts us. But when the elite forces are, you know, ambushed by guerrilla tactics. It just, I hurt. It hurts me. So,
Yes,
what do you think
it
about
hurts
the?
everyone, sir. It hurts everyone. Like Maoist attack. If you will see the history of Maoism in India, you know, if you will see that, you will find that the Maoism is the greatest threat than the
Uh-huh.
Kashmir. We have lose our soldiers. Our soldiers get martyred in more in
Yes,
Maoist attack rather than in
yes, more than the
uh,
international terrorists. Huh?
okay.
Mm.
So you have to understand this thing. But you know what it is happening that Maoist, we don't understand Maoist. So what happened in that you have told me that India Pakistan thing. So what happened in that we are doing so much of India Pakistan and Hindu Muslim because of this. What happened that the thing which are very serious,
Mm.
that kind of Maoist thing. So it get submerged
Mm.
over there, and we don't focus on that particular thing which needs to be done. But the current regime is doing all these things.
I mean, they're
Even
trying their best. I would
yes,
say that.
even if you can see, yesterday it is Home Minister Amit Shah has gone there and they have settled the problem between the Manipur and Assam and everything.
Mm.
Whatever the problem is going on in the northeast, they they told everyone to come to the table to talk to
Mm-hmm.
let it down their whatever the weapons they have. So come to us, talk to us, and they are reaching to a conclusion. And they want a peace over there, and they want a peace in the life of people, and they are uh, you know. Uh, taking them to us and making them completely in the front row of development, whatever the development the government is doing over there. So it's really necessary to need to talk. But problem is with that is that what the problem is with Kashmir. Kashmir problem is that to whom you will talk to in Pakistan. The
Mm.
government is not completely legitimate. Who will you will talk to ISI? You will talk to Pakistan Army,
Mm.
Army General, you will talk
Interesting.
to government. Who will you to whom you will talk? Because if you can see the situation of the Pakistan, then whatever the decisions is taken by the ISI or Pakistan
Uh-huh.
Army,
Mm.
it's not even in the confidence of the Prime Minister of that country. They just take the decision and they do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have seen that whatever the meeting was there with the Nawaz Sharif was going on when the Prime Minister had surprisingly visited to Lahore after in the first term in 2015. So what happened that, sir, at that time that they were shocked actually, and they
So,
were
which
completely
then, and
shocked.
this also brings me to the point of this Taliban. So now that Taliban is has taken over Afghanistan, how do you think that the terrorism in particular, will affect in India? Because Pakistan was celebrating, I would say, after the
Yes,
this happened.
actually, sir, you have to understand Pakistan as well. That what is happening that Pakistan now celebrating, but they are not. If they will celebrate this thing, they can celebrate. They are allowed to celebrate because they want to let this happen in the Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
They want their kind of government over there who runs. But I think there are so many groups in Pakistan who has the very legitimate relationship with Taliban, which are anti-Pakistan, or they
Okay.
are like TTP, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan. They are the anti-terror group in terror group in Pakistan.
Yeah, they're the terror anti-terror group. Like even they use tactics. So.
Yes. So because what is happening that the whatever the prisoners of TTP was there in Afghanistan, they have released everyone. Now they are rushing towards the Kabul, from rushing towards the Kabul to Karachi and everywhere. So you have seen that after 15th of August, 8 blasts has been taken place in Pakistan. Eight
Yes,
blasts.
yes,
Okay.
and
So
mostly
all
mostly
this
targeting Chinese officials, Chinese workers, I would say.
Chinese, even because they are targeting Chinese worker because they feel that they can harm them in a very because they can directly harm the Pakistan government by killing the officials of the or by the engineering or the workers of the China because they are in complete because what the terrorism means they want to create impact at your government at your people. They want to raise and they want to awake you that okay we are here. So whatever the best possible way in a very limited thing they can do, so they use that thing. So they are using whatever the TTP is doing. They are they if they will kill normal Pakistanis or they so it will not impact much. If it will impact Pakistan very much because the whatever the aid, whatever the financial situation we know recently yesterday the Islamabad Bank of the Pakistan, State Bank of Pakistan, has released some reports and notes. In that they are telling that we are in the debt of 149 billion dollar. Can you imagine?
Ooh, 149. Yeah.
149 billion dollar. So what they are doing, Pakistanis are doing, they take the money from the as a loan, and for that loan
Uh,
to give what we interest to give the interest on that loan, they again take the loan.
no, it's a loan cycle, and also
They are very
more than terrorism, I think even the drug trade, opium, heroin, cocaine,
yes, definitely.
because
And
they
what
have to
Afghanistan,
they have
how
to
the
keep
Afghanistan is
funding.
surviving, and how the American army is surviving. They
Mm,
are in the drug machinery and they are in the Afim and all whatever the because 80% of the farming in Afghanistan is of the drugs and all, and where it will go in 20 years there was a
I mean,
America is there
yeah.
who are controlling all these things so whatever they are spending over there they need money for that, and from where they will get money? They're not going to spend their taxpayers money.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely, they are spending, but they need a something kind of alternate resources so that it doesn't, make a heavy burden on the taxpayers' money of the Americans. So they are settling it and they have done it. So it is like this, sir. All these things are going on.
So when it comes to America, like I think 6 months back or some few months back, when the nuclear secrets of America were released, like, did you follow up on that news?
Yes.
Yes. Didn't you find it like this is the perfect example of Murphy's law? Like whenever you can be as careful as you want, you can be as strict and stringent with all the policies and protocols and rules and regulations, but things will go wrong in the most unexpected of ways. Like so, what do you think about that? As in, what did you follow up on that news when the
Uh, yes, they don't want to India. They don't never want India to create a nuclear. And if India has created nuclear, then they even the files has declassified over there that America has support Pakistan to create a nuclear bomb. It was a complete support because
yes,
it can be a complete support. No one in this world can make a nuclear weapon against by going against America. Iran has trying this. You can see that Iran has not able to do
uh,
this.
hmm.
So
For Iran though, Israel keeps on sabotaging their plans. Like,
in Iran, Israel, Israel. What is Israel?
yeah,
Israel is
I
the
mean,
biggest.
that's the
Israel
thing.
is the biggest buyer of the, kind of weapons from the Americans. Biggest buyer.
Mm. But they
They
also
have their
whatever homegrown weapons that they develop, they still are quite effective. Like Israel is also
yes,
a war country.
yes. Actually, um, for the Israel, it has been said that Israel has a very important. He has done very micro mechanized thing What micro and macro is that whatever the bomb, whatever the big rockets, whatever the big things they have, it is from the America. Okay.
Okay.
But whatever the type of gun they have, whatever the specialized gun, specialized thing, they have done micro things on these things. So they are specialized in that. They have something very drastic, very like a handgun, like a small bombs, and which can impact very less, but in a very effective way. So they have worked on all these things. They are the specialized in micro researcher kind of thing. They have improved from the very micro level everything, but for the macro things they are dependent on the other countries.
Okay. So, India, India is trying to be a permanent member of the United Nations. But how,
Yes.
if you think about it, how powerful exactly is the UN? Because every time something, any policy reaches to the top, either of the five countries will veto it, and the whole 6 months to 2-3 years of this, thing has been completely wasted. So,
Yeah, actually, sir, UN is nothing. I'm seriously telling you. यूएन एंड यूएन चल किसके पैसों पर है? इन 5 कंट्रीज के पैसों पे तो चल रहा है. तो इन 5 को ही तो करना पड़ेगा, जो वो कहेंगे वही करना पड़ेगा उनको. यूएन इज अ काइंड ऑफ आफ्टर वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 the kind of massacre that has happened in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki after they dropped the nuclear bomb and all. So the world has understood. The world completely get understood that okay, now we can't raise a war against any country directly. Okay, at that time people are very serious about it. That okay, we will not let that happen. We are not going to let that happen. And who has created UN? These all countries who are involved in the war. They have created everything. Okay. So what is happening, sir? That if you talk about UN, then India has to be capable, sir. If they want to veto, then they have to behave like having veto. We have to be that much capable. We have to be economic superpower. We have to be. We have to be very specialized in our scientific innovation, research, games, Olympics, everywhere.
Okay.
We have to perform so well everywhere.
So right now, your point is that India is not there just yet. Like maybe 2030 or 2035. When we will actually cross $5 trillion economy, maybe after that.
Yeah, when we have something to show the world that okay, we are this now. You have to consider ourselves as a B2, and when the Indian population, because you can't let the 125 135 crore people we have stake in the country, we have stake in the world, and you can't deny the decisions of the 135 crore of people. So in that way we have to realize all of them, that okay, we are also the one, and we are behaving like this. We are a country, we are a good country, and we have civilized people, civilized everything. We are in a very good democratic way. We have to have a very transparent system. We have to have a transparent democracy. So everything, so we have to work on all these things, especially in the science and innovations. Everywhere, I'm saying that all around we have to work. And I think the जिसको बोलते हैं ना कि नींव रखी जा चुकी है, मकान बनना बाकी है.
No, the seeds are planted. Now it's about growing the tree.
Yes, seeds have been planted. It will germinate. It will gets a proper, and the kind of soil we will put, the kind of water we will put, the kind of environment we will create around it. Then it will depend on all these things, that how far and how long this tree will grow, and when it will grow from the tree, when there is American tree, there is a Chinese tree, there is a Russian tree, there is a French tree, there is England tree. So when it will go above all these trees, and when it will say from that, okay, now you have to recognize me, then they will definitely no one can stop.
That's the best metaphorical comparison that I've heard, actually. Good job.
So all these things we have to work on it, and we all as a citizen, we all as an Indian, not as an Indian, sir, because what I think that India is not for the India only. India is for the world.
Yeah, Indians are for the world. Yes, that we can say.
So we have to work like that, and I'm very much sure, sir, in the coming days, we will have some good decision in our country. We will have some good
Mm.
people. The generation of our family, our parents, when after it is around, you can imagine that it will hardly live more than 20 years. It will not
Yeah,
going to exceed
2025
this.
max. Mm-hmm.
So when our generation will come in action,
Mm. I mean, yeah, if
then
we
you will
means
see
we
great
this is
difference. And
already
then
our time. If not,
our generation, and after that,
ah,
next our generation. Yes. So
mm-hmm.
we have to wait for that generation which we have as our parent and which we have as our grandparent. So we
Mm.
have to wait for them to settle. Then when we will come in power of taking decision of everything, then definitely it will improve.
Sir, unsurprisingly, this our prediction that this is our time. It would usually what we said 2025. So that was already in having predicted, or you can say you can say predicted by 2030 35. I think India was supposed to cross 5 trillion by 2030 35. Before 40, I think it was. So how
Sir,
even
regarding
uh,
yes, regarding economy aspects, and we have to. What is the problem with India, sir? That we have so many stakeholders everywhere.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, now you can see the farmer protest. Okay, what the government has done, it is for the farmer.
mm-hmm,
They were, want all these things. Now what the government has done all these things. Now they are saying that okay, if you will go to the leader of the farmer protest, who is leading that front, if you will ask that what is the problem in the bill, point by
mm-hmm,
point, tell me. He is not going to tell you. He will not tell you because he don't know.
mm,
But the kind of people, the kind of illiteracy we have, the kind of thing we have, the kind of the social fever we can say that we have that. So everyone come in that category and they just follow their leader blindly. So this is a thing that is happening. So there are so many steps. If you want to change, if you revolution, if you are seeking for the policy to revolutionize, then you have to talk to these stakeholders. They have their groups. If you
mm.
will not talk to them, they come in on the road and they start protesting everything.
Ah, ah, ah.
So how the
Mm.
China get
Good point.
how the China get forward in all these things? They have shut down everything.
Ah,
Even they have shut down the Jack Ma. Right now, if you
yeah,
have
ha, ha,
listened,
ha.
they
Yeah,
have shut down the Jack Ma.
right.
Even I listened that the online platform, there was an online platform where one teacher was there, who is the head of that particular online learning platform. He is raising something $25 million every year or like this, good amount of money. So he has shut down that company.
Mm.
So they don't want to. China's policy mainly is that they don't want to create a kind of thing in their own country, kind of state, kind of
Mm.
people which have a resources, which have a power to influence the people. They don't
Mm.
want to let them create in their own country.
Mm.
If for that, then if they can use boot, they will use boot. They will kill you. They will
Ha,
murder
ha,
you.
ha.
They will
They will
beat you.
silence.
Whatever the way they can do
Right.
to
So
make you
I think
silent.
this is also why the impending China-Taiwan war, is about to happen. Like it's building up. We can already see signs that is already, and already global times have multiple times, forget subtle. They have directly hinted that okay, we will take you back. We will.
Arey, sir, you didn't listen the way the foreign ministry has released a statement that if you dare to insult China
Mhm.
regarding coronavirus, we will pluck your eyes.
Oh
The
no,
official
that
statement
was
is that.
that was for the Five Eyes. That was for the Five Eyes. If any eyes group, it was something like any eyes group tries to oppose us, we will pluck your eyes out or something.
So you can
Damn.
these are the official statements
Right,
given
right.
by the Ministry
That's
of
a
the
threat.
China.
That's a downright threat. Oof.
So yes, they are capable, sir. That's why they are doing. They are
I
capable.
mean,
They
yeah,
have made themselves capable.
yeah,
If you will
no
ask,
denying the
if
truth and like bitter truth. I mean,
yes, if any country will ask for $10 million, okay, have it $20 million, $25 million.
right.
We will give you. So just keep shut down, boss. You have to
Mm.
keep shut down and you have to work like that. You can see Sri Lanka, you can see Bangladesh, you can see Malaysia,
Like
you can see
almost
Pakistan,
half of
CPEC.
Africa. Almost half of
Yes,
Africa.
almost half of Africa. So they have captured everything.
Uh,
They have leased out everything. Now the
mm,
99 for the 99-year Hambantota
Okay.
port in the Sri Lanka was to the China for 99 years. Can you imagine this?
Yeah.
So this is how they are doing. In Afghanistan, whatever they will do, we
Mm.
don't. So you ask me that what the Taliban impact on the impact of India. So sir, see what happens, sir, that the kind of the system they want to run in their own country. Okay, they are absolutely free to do that because they are now in power.
I mean,
We
yeah.
have to accept the reality. Okay, there are some resistance forces over there in Panjshir and all.
Ah.
I don't know that they are going to impact much because until and unless the world will not
Yeah,
help
don't
them.
know where help. Right.
Okay,
Without
they
help, though,
can't
it's.
resist. Yes, they can't resist so much long time.
Okay.
So whatever the nizam, whatever the thing, whatever the kind of government they want to form, whatever the way they want to run the government in their own to the people or to everything. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you're audible. You're audible.
Okay,
Acha.
so they will do this. Even if you can look to Saudi, then they are also running a nizam of Sharia,
Hmm.
government of Sharia. Even in Afghanistan, it will also go like this.
Hmm.
Okay, there might be some human rights, there might be some problems. So this is their internal matter. They will handle it.
Hmm.
Okay, we can't do anything. But if they will go with Pakistan, even Pakistan is now borrowing money from all over the world. So what the Pakistan can give them, they know very well.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
about
I got your
China,
point. Uh,
yes, about China, if you will see,
uh.
then China, they know the situation of Sri Lanka, they know the situation of Iran,
Yeah,
they know
even
the
Pakistan,
situation of
even
Malaysia.
even a situation of Pakistan because of China. Well, China is
Yes,
virtually
so
the.
they are completely controlling
Uh,
their territory within
uh,
inside. They
uh,
have, so everything. So they know everything. So they know. I think they will create a kind of balance. If they need a kind of support from the China, if they need a kind of thing with the China, so they will not develop economy like this that the contribution of one country is so unbalanced that they have to depend on only one country. Even
mm,
right now in Doha, officially talks has takes place
uh.
between the Qatar diplomats and the people of the Taliban
Yes.
delegacy. Though the person who is meeting to the Deepak Mittal, who is a diplomat in ambassador in Qatar, the
Mm,
person who is going to have a I think a foreign ministry in the Taliban department, in the Taliban government,
mm,
that person has beat. So we think they think, or we have not invited them. They have invited us to talk. So they told to Deepak Mittal, to the persons over there, that okay, come to Afghanistan. Whatever the projects you are doing, please do that and continue with everything. Whatever the business we were doing, we will continue with that. And they have one thing as well, that they want to uh, mining of the iron ore and all these things. So they have requested India to do all these things. So
mm,
I think that Taliban also has a sensitivity that if we will depend on only one country, then it can harm them as well because they
mm.
know the conditions of everything. So
Correct.
they will take decision wisely, and I think that definitely we have lost so many things in Afghanistan.
Mm.
But we should not be demoralized.
Right, right,
I
right. So
think
that was my
we
next.
are in the picture, and we
Uh,
will be in the picture
right.
definitely.
That was my next question actually. So out of this all this gloomy, doomy. So is there any positive thing to that will come out? Because when even let's go to World War II, we think that of course Hitler was evil, he was bad, but Hitler also played quite a significant role for the independence of India. So.
Actually, I am sincerely telling you, sir, if you will start the war, if you will investigate to start the war crimes,
Mm,
then every American president is a criminal already.
I mean, yeah, this
Okay,
happens.
and you have been listening the Hitler name because the way the propaganda they are running on the media,
Mm,
because
mm,
media is there.
yeah, me.
Who is controlling the media? Obviously, the big countries.
Big countries, yeah.
Obviously, who is controlling the narrative? Obviously, the big countries. America
Mm,
is superpower. I don't know. You know that America is superpower. It's a narrative we have in our mind.
mm, right, right, right.
Okay, so it's a war of narrative everywhere going on. We don't know actually that America is superpower or not.
I
Okay,
know. I think that's why China is so upright. They can stand up to America. Like, oh, you put sanction, we'll put sanction on you back. Like that.
definitely,
China can
because
actually say that, right?
Yeah, they have done a micro thing, sir. They have done their homework. Chinese have done their homework. They have
Mm.
completely done with their homework. They
Yes,
know
yes, yes.
where we need to punch them. So
Mm.
they know everything. They know
Uh,
everything. Okay. So that's why they are in the situation. They know that it's a kind of narrative they have run. So you are talking about Hitler. So what the Hitler has done is not done by the Stalin, Lenin, Mao. Will they not do this? Everyone has done this. So
mm.
we can't only go to the Hitler behind the Hitler that he has done shooting. I am not defending the Hitler here,
No, no,
but I'm saying that these all things were also needs to be recognized, very much to be recognized.
Mm.
So because the side which they have, where the Americans or where the Russians have their sides, they just close all these things. They hide all these things. They hide all those aspects and try to run all those dictators like Gaddafi, like
Mm.
so many other people that they were the brutal, they were the Saddam Hussein. Even in the name of mass destruction, weapons of mass destruction, they invaded
They made
Iraq.
it rest, yes.
Whatever they did, they find nothing.
Uh,
Why they went for? They were for oil. Everyone knows
oil,
that one
oil.
for oil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can you imagine, sir? Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, that whole
Mm.
Middle East region. They are the actual leader of the world because they are
I
running
mean,
this world by the
as
energy.
long as the Earth has petroleum inside her, like the Middle East
They will be
countries
the
could,
leader.
right? Yeah, they will be the leader.
But you can see the situation of those people. They are beggars like. They behave like beggars.
Yeah, they live like kings, but they have to
They
sell
are
their oil.
they have no stake in the country. They have no stake in the leadership of the world.
Mm.
Okay. So why it is all? Because because of their inherent character they have, that they will not adapt technology, they will not adapt to the new things, modern things. They will not going to revolutionize their people. They are not going to give them freedom. So how the people, how have you ever listened that from all these countries you find any good scientist, any Nobel Prize, any kind of thing which they
Mm.
have gave to the world? Nothing.
Sir, from Middle East countries, only Dubai has. I think you can say out of all, if you compare all the Middle East countries, Dubai has come out on top.
Dubai,
No, because they didn't
yes,
depend on
Dubai
the
and
oil.
Turkey.
Turkey, yes.
Dubai and Turkey. Turkey is best.
Yeah,
Turkey is far best because
they're quite.
the Ataturk, the founder of the Turkey, uh, they have they have vision in their mind, and I have
Yeah,
read
it's a
about it
long-term vision.
that yes,
Mm,
they have long-term vision. He made his country secular.
secular.
His country is secular. He ran the country to the secular, and even if you will see the language of the Turkey, then the Turkish in the Turkey language there is influence more of the Western languages,
Yeah,
not of the Arabic
right,
languages.
right, right. Mm.
So they discard the influences of the Arabic languages.
Their
They know that
architecture, the way they dress, the way they speak, and all the
yes,
modern education, and
yes.
very, very
So
interesting.
the influence of the Arabic language over there is very less. So they are not much aware of those things which are, kind of the Sharia and all and all. So they are
Mm-hmm.
much connected to the European world, and even they are a partner of NATO. Even
Yes.
they have the bigger reason of their country or territory touched to the European country.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a continuous flow of the information, continuous flow of the people, exchange of people. People are coming over there, so they have to develop all these kind of things like that. So they know everything. I'm specifically talking about the Turkey. So
Uh-huh.
they have very good culture. They are very much far great people. They are we can feel that okay, they are the good Muslims, actual Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
We can imagine that. We can think like that.
Yeah, it's
But
obvious. It's obvious from the countries, the economy, the way of life, the how the people live
yes,
lives.
because they allow their women
Uh-huh.
can do anything. Their women can
Yeah.
drive. Their women can do go
Mm-hmm.
to cinema, pictures, and everything. Even
Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia, you don't have cinemas in these days.
And women were allowed to drive only recently, I think, maybe last year or
Yes,
yeah.
yes. MBS has just given the order. MBS is doing so many things, but there are. I think you again. It's the situation not less than Indian. There are also stakes over there. There are also clerks over are there. Those who control the regime, those who control all these things. So, it's a very difficult for MBS to Mohammed bin Salman to control all these things.
Mm-hmm. So
So he is
that
trying
brings
to.
me to climate change actually, because we know that Middle East countries have definitely built themselves up from the oil. So with the climate change, and recently Greenland has received rainfall instead of snowfall. So when
Hmm.
eventually, even Elon Musk said, eventually it will run out. So and that's why Dubai has come out on the top. So what about climate change? As in, how do you view climate change?
First of all, climate change is not the responsibility of one country,
Mm, mm,
or of,
mm.
if one country will do, then it will control. No, it's a
Right,
global
right.
responsibility, so
It's
we have
global.
to act globally.
Mhm.
Okay, and regarding climate change, there are targets we made every time. There are, if after the Trump administration has came into power in America, they have snatched themselves from the Paris Agreement.
Mhm.
Whatever the commitments they
Yes.
have done in the Paris Agreement under Obama administration, they told the developing countries to give them a money, to give them so many kind of financial help to establish such kind of things from where they can, generate the renewable kind of energy. So these are the things which needs to be taken care. And regarding climate change and whatever the idea of Elon Musk, sir, seriously, I'm telling you, he can be a great people, he can be a great leader,
He is. In
but
fact, he is.
there is he is the he there are people who follow him, but I personally think that the idea of the Elon Musk, whatever they have, is not very actually and practical, because he wants to take the human on the Mars, he wants to take the human to the other places on the Earth, but in actual reality, if you will see, then what is the situation of this Earth? Can you make this beautiful? Can you make this more beautiful? Can you make this world? Can you do the people's, because you are the American citizen, whatever America has done in Africa, whatever the America has done in Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, Iran, can you heal them? If you can heal
Mm.
them,
Okay,
then
okay,
think
okay.
about to take them to the Mars and all.
Acha,
Okay,
acha.
so these things actually doesn't exist for me. I'll tell you, there are people on the ground, there are people on this earth who are suffering.
For my point of view, for the all the billionaires building rockets and going, it's not that they'll be going to Mars tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Then their Elon Musk, the plan, he thought this back in the 90s, and he wants to go to Mars. And I think there was a very famous interview of him where he felt sad that because he wouldn't be able to go to Mars in this lifetime. I mean,
Hmm.
going to Mars, building all the bases, but certainly
Hmm.
it's inevitable. Humans have to go to other planets because Earth will eventually, it will run out. So his plans are more like 100 years or 200 years in the future. So whatever the
Yes, sir, it can be. It can be. You know what happened? What is happening, sir? These Americans weaponize everything.
yeah, they
They
do.
have
They
weaponized
do.
space. They have weaponized water.
Hmm.
They have weaponized land. They
Hmm.
have weaponized sky, space, cyber. Everything they have.
Everything.
Whatever they have created. They have weaponized everything.
Hmm.
So if they will go to the Mars, now, then they will start,
So
putting their
building
bases
bases,
of the helicopters
building
with the
military
military things
bases,
and with
right?
everything. So they will start there as well.
Right. Yeah. 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 No,
Okay.
that they will, but eventually the whole idea is that humans should survive, beyond. Like humans should become at least a
The
type of.
human cannot survive alone, sir. Why are you not understanding this? Can humans survive only on Mars? There is no need of other organism over there.
No, no,
Can you?
is that the human
Yes, I.
form, as in the human form, the human life,
Yes,
because
yes,
right,
yes,
so
yes. I am
that
getting. I
should
am getting your
survive.
point, and it's a very good thing, sir. You have to be innovative. You have to be, kind of. You must have such kind of thing. I am completely appreciating all these things if one can have this.
Hmm.
But sir, if you have that kind of capabilities, if you have that kind of money, if you have that kind of such thing, then we must. I'm not to dictate Elon Musk what he should do
Hmm.
with this money,
Huh.
you know.
Huh.
But as a human, if I have all these things, if we have sensitivity in ourselves, then we must take care of all those who are not in the situation to, to have a food one time a day.
Hmm. I think Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. I mean, they are the biggest charitable foundation in the world. So I think they are doing this. I think what Elon Musk is doing there, I think he is beyond that. Like he knows that humans won't change, wars will keep on happening, famines will, and all this because of the political decisions. This will get. So he was
Mhm.
directly he directly surpassed that. Okay, forget the Earth, I'll go to Mars. So I think.
He can. Okay, if he's thinking like this, then it's okay.
Ha ha
Because
ha. I think
we
it's
are
that.
not going to, हम कभी सुधरने वाले नहीं. That's
Never.
the very important. That's the true thing. If he is thinking like this, then he is welcome. Then he
Mhm.
should go. He
Because
should
I think
immediately
that.
leave the earth.
Ha ha.
And he should leave the earth with the Syrian people, with the people of the Lebanon, with the people of the Afghanistan, so with the people of Africa, to whom the Americans have created a hell to them. So please, he has the capability and he has that much money that he can take him to them to that place and please build a new era over there.
See,
We welcome that.
that's his plan actually. That humans should survive somewhere else. Start afresh or something.
Yes, yes,
This is
yes,
like
yes.
that. Very interesting. Acha, so okay, AI. It's, right now the conventional warfare is almost it's reduced. Because of course we see that Israel, Palestine, and this and that, India, Pakistan also. But still, conventional warfare is very rare at this generation. Now it's AI warfare,
Mhm.
cyber warfare, and even the media warfare. Who can spread more propaganda from
Everywhere there is a war going on. So Twitter is. I'm
Twitter.
telling you,
Twitter,
sir,
it's a
Twitter is
battlefield.
using as a war. To say social media is using as a war.
Mm,
Everything is weaponized. Sir.
mm,
Everything has got weaponized. So whatever the narrative and the person to whom you are talking about anything, and if he had something, any idea or any view regarding particular thing, and he gets so much strict and he gets so much strict to their viewpoint that okay, I am the right one. So this
mm.
particular thing has got
Extremism.
very very serious. All these things have got very serious that okay, people right nowadays gets think that okay, that we are the one who have seen the picture completely and
Uh-huh.
we are the only true. So, or what happens is that whenever there is any serious and something very sincere issue going on in the world, then after getting the superficial information, we behave like a rattle.
Ah,
We behave like a
this has been
badly,
happening. Yeah,
very
from,
superficial people.
and also
So
thanks to
it
WhatsApp
impact.
University and all that
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
it seriously impact the life of the people. It seriously impact that cause for that cause is going on. It seriously impact those people who are associated with that if it is in a good direction for the right direction. So everything is weaponized, and so whatever ultimately I will say that the necessary thing is just do the research by themselves. Don't trust
But
anyone.
people usually don't do that. Nah. Tomorrow, just think about tomorrow in a rural area or a village. If there's a WhatsApp message saying that aliens have invaded Earth, okay, so and it's a very rural area. How many of you think that how many of those people would actually type that is has alien invaded Earth in Google? Like their immediate humans are emotional, so their immediate emotion would be that, oh my god, no, this and that, and add a few fake videos and fake photos, and voila, you have a very what do you call it? You have rattled the cage, you can say. Like, because
Yeah,
humans
yeah.
are, huh?
Yes, actually, sir, what is happening, sir? Uh, we are getting modernized from the bullock cart to aeroplane.
Mm-hmm,
We are getting modernized from the sleeper to woodland shoes.
mm-hmm.
We are getting modernized from everywhere. We were
Everything.
very low, and right now we are now in a great situation of the humanity and whatever the communications we have right now, transport we have, whatever the way of the living we have. It's a very, I think we can say that we are at the top of the civilization
Yes.
nowadays. Okay, so but the brain, if you will see, actually the brain of the human brain,
Mm.
it is not updated.
Yeah, yeah. You
It's
can
not
say
updated.
the evolution.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
As in the
if
physical evolution.
yes, if you are somewhere, belong to certain religion. Even I don't know that which religion or which tribe you belong to. Even I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Mm.
Actually, and to which religion I belong. But what is happening, sir? That we want to remain in that particular thinking. We have upgraded everything, but we are not going to thinking to upgrade our brain.
Mm.
Okay, so
Mm.
this is the necessary thing which needs to be teach to the people, which needs to be come in consideration of every syllabus, every school, and everywhere. Is that we have to upgrade the human brain anyhow.
And Elon Musk is even doing that. No, that's the whole you can say motivation where Elon Musk comes from, because he knows that technology is advancing at a faster rate than humans can cope up with it. That's why he's afraid of artificial intelligence, and that's why he is.
No, sir, that's a particularly different thing. Talking about the evolution of the brain from the perspective of their own nature. We
Okay.
want to upgrade our own nature. I'm
Mm,
talking about that. Artificial intelligence is a kind of very bit different thing. It's a very kind of mechanized form. Whatever the system, whatever the programming you will set in that particular artificial intelligence, it will work like that. Okay, so it is not of our use, but I am talking about the humans that whatever the thing we have created. Artificial intelligence are right now. If you have seen that the person of the Iran military general who has been recently died by Israel. I am forgetting the name of that person. So that person, what he did is that Israel has used artificial intelligence over there. They have whatever the gun they have, it just go like a robot over there. Simply, it was in the air, and it just fire that particular person, and it hit. So no one
it
was
was a
there.
drone. Okay, it was a drone.
So yes, yeah, yeah. So the in the best possible way, the artificial intelligence is used by the Israel nowadays.
Yeah.
They are using and exploiting it.
Yes, yes, yeah. Israel
I'm
is
not
at the top. Mm.
so sir. We have to in this world, whatever the situation is going on is very worst. You have to
Mm.
accept it. So you have to upgrade ourselves. India, if they want to survive, seriously, we have to upgrade ourselves very much
We do. Mm.
in every possible way in human intelligentsia at our own brain level, sir. Even I'm
Mm.
telling you, because if you will create a such kind of scientist, they are creating a kind of thing which is going to give a destruction to this earth, which is going
A
to give a
Terminator,
such kind of thing
like
to
a
this earth.
Terminator.
Yes, so this all will going to harm ultimately to the humanity, and humanity is not you only. There is overall humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Humanity exists within you. You are the story of a mankind. You individual, as an individual, you are the story of a mankind. So we have to understand ourselves to understand the mankind. The problem is same for us, for me, for you, for Iranian, for Turkish, for Turkey people, for everywhere in the
Mm.
world. Every human is struggling with the same problem.
This is so touching. Actually, it reminded me of when Neil Armstrong went to the moon. He didn't say that I landed on this moon. Like he said that one small step for man. He didn't even say me. He said one small step for a man. He said a man, a one person. It's just one step for a person, and it's a giant leap for mankind. It's an entire humankind. It's a giant leap. That it just
Actually,
reminded me of that. It's absolutely fantastic.
yes, yes, and one more thing I want to add that if you will see the comparison of the West and East, India, especially Asia, and of the West, if you will categorically see the thing, you know, then you will realize that whatever the discoveries they have made on the earth, like they have, if you have read at that moment, the scientist of that time, when the person who firstly landed on the moon, they told that we have conquered the moon.
Okay.
These were the words of them. Okay, we have conquered the moon. We, if you will see the Aristotle, if you will see the Darwin, if you will see the so many other persons, they have the ideology in our brain something that the nature is or nature has been made to serve them.
Okay.
Okay, but in East, in our Asia, we have been told from the very childhood that we are the part of nature.
Ah,
Nature is not
okay. Huh.
nature is not different from us.
Mm.
Okay, so this is a great difference between us and between them.
Mm.
So
Quite
all these things,
interesting.
whatever the discoveries they have made, whatever the thing they have made all these things to superiorize the human, to dominate
Mm.
to dominate the human tend- a tendency to the nature. But here, whatever we have developed yoga. We want to win ourselves. We don't want to win nature. So this is the
Mm.
basic difference in our ideology. That's why we Indians have been suffering from most of the long time. But at, but we are surviving as well
I mean,
because
yeah, we have survived for
we
this
have
long. So far, so good.
we yes, we have that tendency. We have that sensitivity in ourselves. We have that kind of passion, kind of compassion in ourselves to the humanity. We don't brutally kill the people for our. Initially, I told you that we don't kill brutally to the people to use the resources for ourselves and to kill other by using them. So we don't do this. We
Mm.
can't do this. Sir. Our conscience will not allow because we
Right,
have been
right.
trained like this. Everyone called us that we are weak people. You are not doing anything. No, we are not weak people. We are very
We're more
strong people.
compassionate, I would say.
Yes, we are more strong people.
Ah, good. Okay, I think it's almost been an hour, and just would like to ask you, what was the last movie that you watched? It was the last.
Movie. I'm seriously telling you, sir, you will not believe that I have never been to cinema actually.
No, that you've never been to cinema. It's okay.
Never,
In the
never in
TV,
my life.
in the laptop. Like, what was the last movie that you actually watched? Okay, okay. Okay,
You
okay,
can,
okay.
so you can
Which
see my
movie?
knowledge.
Has
You
it?
can see my knowledge of the geopolitics and also I involved in all these things.
Okay, okay, okay. Here's the different take on the question. Which is the movie
Okay.
that you remember you have watched?
Yes, 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 yes. Uh, seriously. Yeah.
Wow, they're quite rare, yeah. It's extremely rare for someone not to remember any movie. Okay, okay. Then here's a more simple question: would be, what was the
Hmm.
last three books that you have read? Last three books.
Books,
Ah,
yes. Book I can tell you. Autobiography of a yogi I have read.
Yogi.
The Tiananmen Square I am reading actually. It's not complete yet, but almost complete.
Okay.
And the long game Chinese negotiation wala bhi
Okay.
book abhi likha hai wo.
Okay.
Or the new mind from the
Hmm.
Krishnamurti.
Okay. Which
Meditation
is
from
the
the
best? Which
so,
is
so
the
many books.
answer?
So many books.
Okay. Okay.
Books
So
you can
which
ask
is
me.
the best espionage books you will recommend?
I can suggest you.
The
Okay.
purely espionage, spy. It could be fiction. Okay, one fiction and one real life based espionage, spy.
Spying book. As such, I have not read a spying book. Actually, I mainly go with the content from the officers and all.
Hmm.
So
Okay, okay. Any book about the KGB, CIA, ISI, RAW, anything like that?
yeah,
Mossad
in the line of fire of the Parvez Musharraf, you can read
in the line of fire. Okay, okay. Hmm.
Parvez
And
Musharraf.
and
It's a
and
good book.
acha. So, eh, do you know any fictional character? I'm asking you. It might sound insulting, but I don't know. So, do you know any fictional
Fictional
character?
character. Fictional character. I know Sunny Deol Gadar only.
Ah, finally, finally, at least you got someone.
Yes.
Okay, so you know James Bond, right? Have you heard of
Yes,
his?
I know. I know
Okay,
James Bond.
okay.
I know Ajit Doval. He has been called
Oh,
James Bond of India. That's why I
ah,
know James Bond.
oh, okay. Even that is associated with some real life.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. A fantastic conversation with you. It was just truly, well, my brain got recharged actually by using so many deep, deep conversations and deep discussions. You can say. Let's say you have a conversation with S. J. Shankar Saab. The
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
he would rate you differently. If you ask Ajit Doval himself to rate you, then he's next level. He would rate you some like 1 out of 100 maybe. I could rate you 99 out of 100, but maybe Ajit
Yeah,
Doval
yeah,
sir will rate
definitely.
you 1 out of 100. So that's quite
Definitely, it can be.
subjective. So that will be quite
Hmm.
subjective. For me, though, I know that you know more than me. So, okay, so
Yeah, yes,
from
definitely.
my
It's
point
a
of view,
factual
though,
thing actually.
sir.
It's a factual thing. How much you can memorize, how much. It's a factual
Mm.
actually everything.
Right, right, right.
So and whatever the terms and whatever the things I have told you now,
Mm.
that the example of tree which we gave you,
Ah, ha, ha.
it's just come when I am talking to you. I have
Right, right, yeah,
never
it just came
it's
spontaneous.
it
Yeah.
just randomly come to my brain and just
Mm.
I utter to you that okay it can be happen. So
Mm.
these are the things and I think the facts also don't the matter does. It's matter that how the kind of thinking you have to see the perspective what the situation is going
the
on.
perspective.
You know how the you can get a very different answer that if you ask to someone that veto, you're not getting veto. There can be they can tell you that America has some intentions, China has some intention. They can rate you some kind of they can give you some kind of answer which showing more negativity towards other countries
No,
regarding like
polarized.
that.
Yeah, polarized answer.
Yeah,
One-sided
polarizing
answer.
thing can be done. But I told you that we have to be raised like this. We have to go above from all them, and then we have to make them in such a condition that okay, now they have to recognize ourselves. They don't have any option left with them. So this is the perspective which I personally think that in geopolitics works actually. Not very fact, not very going very negative to the particular thing. Just a perspective what you have, what a constructive thing you can do over there. And I think this is what the requirement for the diplomat as well.
Yeah, it is. So there was a old military saying that knowing is winning half the battle. Like if you know, you've already won half the battle. So
Yes, yes.
like knowing is winning. So we didn't use much of the complicated words. Like we use quite simple words. So it would be. I think a lot of people could connect. If they listen to this
No,
conversation.
normal people.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, they could easily connect. Where you
yes.
need.
And there is one of my friend. He's much more intelligent than me in this field. He has much more knowledge.
Oh.
I'm telling you seriously. And if it will work, then surely I will bring it to you. So we are going to be your permanent speaker.
Yes, a very healthy conversation. And Tainat, thank you for your time, Mac.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your opportunity to give me a kind of this opportunity. Because I was very much, I'm boiling in myself to express all these things.
Understandable.
Okay.
All right.
So this is
Okay, so see
okay.
you. Yes, see you next time then.
Okay, definitely. I am very much ready. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
And so, wow, that was it. Whew.